Right then, and we're back with part 2. So, in the last video, I pretty much complained non-stop about the spawns and the way this is set up. Part 2 is essentially the same. From the moment the first zombie spawns until the very last, which you'll see what happens at the end, and I'll get to that later. For now, just watch. Let's start off with a endless stream of your standard zombies. They only spawn on your left and your right of this path. You're best not to get stuck at the bottom of it. What I was doing before was mainly for ammo and to get them into a group, and then I tend to throw an incendiary grenade to do a bit of hefty damage. After a while, a flamer, a couple of suicider generals will spawn, kill them, rinse and repeat. The door will eventually open and you get your second medkit zombie, and as far as I'm aware, your last. That's 2 throughout the entire part, and I'm on the 3rd checkpoint now. What you've not seen in this clip is this went on for probably about 40 to 45 minutes of just spawning and more spawning and more spawning. There's not much of a change. Like I said before, you get a flamer at about the halfway mark, and then you get a couple of suicide generals, a couple of necromancers, then that's it, and then you're back to the normal zombies again, and they just go and go and go. And it just goes on for so long. It really is just horde mode, like I said in part 1 of this. But you get nowhere near as many resources, as much ammo. You don't get the variety of the zombies. If you notice, a lot of these aren't holding guns, so I struggled to get secondary ammo. Pretty much relied on takedowns from the very start of Zombie Zoo. Now what you're about to see is possibly one of the most devastating things, and I've only left it in to show you how bugged Zombie Zoo really is. Now I restarted this because of the magic, and Gone Forever. You need that medkit if you haven't got one, or if you're low on revives. At the time, absolutely furious. It was just so heartbreaking to go through 40-45 minutes of endless zombies to watch the medkit that I so desperately needed literally fall through the earth. It was awful. But you gotta see the bright side, I suppose. I've started switching on the levers, getting the circuit breakers up, which the first time I did this, I didn't realise what was going to be in here, and I sprinted straight down and there was a gunner and a butcher, and then a horde of zombies appeared behind me, and you can see where it went. as leave, I've noticed a couple of generals or commanders will spawn every time you leave a circuit breaker. And at the end of this, I think I've left one alive, which, as you'll see, is the bane of my existence. I was not ready for this bit. The amount of zombies that just appeared out of nowhere was just unbelievable. I got that rift on another attempt and then instantly got swarmed, went down and obviously restarted. The first time I also opened up that rift at the top of the stairs in the hopes of getting a medkit. You do not. You just get a lot of zombies. The artillery flare I also killed myself with. God knows how, but I did. This run was not kind to me. Not my soul, not my sanity, and definitely not my vocal cords, or if I believe in God, definitely not Christianity. There's been a lot of swearing, a lot of cursing. So, the main problem with Zombie Zoo, like I've said, is the layout. Everything's set up in such an awkward, horrible way. The spawns are terrible, what this spawn is terrible, the ammo placements, the grenade types it gives you, just everything about it's just not right. It's not like a normal mission. It needs so much tweaking that even just changing the areas around would just make that little bit of a difference. Not enough to fix it, but it would be something. As I'm recording this, one of two things is going to happen by the end of this. Either I'll have gotten to the safe room and it'll be a fantastic hurrah. I mean, there will be a clip of me doing a backflip. Or not. This last area is just so awful. Like, I want to cry because of it. And you'll see, it's just shit. The amount of times I've restarted from checkpoint, being killed, or just straight up close the game down in this last area is unbelievable. No matter how much prep time I've done, no matter how many times I've went about it, tried different tactics, hell, I even went back as far as I could to find as many grenades and mines that I could, and it was all for nothing. This unfortunately ends in failure. I gave up. I could not get past this last room. You're about to see just a series of failures, a lot of game over screens, and a lot of deaths. The problem with this area is the zombies kind of come from everywhere. You've got an endless stream of enraged zombies, and I mean endless. The moment one dies, another one will come running. You've got a butcher that will respawn endlessly, and about 5 or 4 necromancers that will respawn or revive each other endlessly as well. And if you leave the necromancers alone, they'll just shoot you. They've got the accuracy. If you focus on the butcher, you'll get shot. Focus on the zombies, the butcher will get you. Necromancers, the enraged will get you. This has went on for hours upon hours, and no more.